the latest news out of the Brooklyn Nets camp. Nets coach Kenny Atkinson had this to say about what to expect from his relationship with Kyrie Irving. Quote, "We play a system I don't imagine changing a ton. You'll have to ask him that. I think that's part of the reason he was interested in coming here. Our style of play. I think we'll come to a meeting of the minds between me and him and how that works within the group." Tony, based on these words, are you confident that Coach Atkinson and Kyrie Irving will come to a meeting of the minds?
Here's what I'm more confident in. That the first guy fired is not going to be Kyrie Irving, it's going to be Kenny Atkinson. Now, I want to like Kenny Atkinson.
Right.
He's a Long Island boy.
Right.
I mean, I want him to do very well. It's hard to coach Kyrie Irving. A lot of people have found that. It's hard to coach Kevin Durant. You bring people like this in and you talk about how your system is real good. They've won championships. Just refresh my memory. How many championships has Atkinson won at this point?
0.
Okay, well, they've
Right.
won championships. So when you take this position, which sounds like it's my system, and if you don't like it, what are you doing here? I don't know that's the right way to go.
Huge mistake on Atkinson's part, and here's why. Leading up to Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant electing to land in Brooklyn, the news was, and I reported on this, the two guys that the Knicks, the Nets, everybody was willing to take by themselves was Kevin Durant or Kawhi Leonard. If you wanted Kyrie Irving, if you wanted Kemba Walker, it would be in concert with one of those guys joining them, okay? So by Atkinson saying what he just said, essentially what he said is, look, you ain't the creme de la creme. You ain't the prize that we ultimately wanted. It was Kevin Durant, because you didn't see him utter these words about Kevin Durant. Now, Kevin Durant is home in bed somewhere with his leg laid up because he's got the Achilles tear.
Right.
You didn't see him utter a challenging word in Kevin Durant's direction. Why? Because he's truly the franchise player. Kyrie Irving is a show. He's a special, special talent, make no mistake about it. But coming off the year that he had in Boston, there are some questions about him as a leader. There's some questions as whether or not you want him to be a face of a franchise. And Kenny Atkinson essentially went about the business of publicly admitting that before this man even showed up to training camp. That is not smart, because remember, Kyrie is Kevin Durant's boy. And if you alienate Kyrie Irving prematurely, you have alienated Kevin Durant prematurely, which the Nets should not want to do.
Can I confess a terrible prejudice
Sure.
here? I'm not rooting against the Nets. And I love the Nets because I was there at the birth of the Nets on Long Island. When they had Rick Barry and they later had Julius Irving, they had Billy Pauls, the Whopper, if you remember him.
Yeah.
And I just think that the acquisition of these two and statements like this make me say, what are you talking about?
That's right.
What are we doing?
I totally agree with you. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.